Okay, for today's homework, you're going to be working on this one. It's going to be counted for a test grade. So I'm going to do a couple of them so I can show you what I expect you to do. So we have number one, -2 plus 6. In that one, I notice that this guy is negative. This one is positive, so I can use rule 2. And rule 2 would be what we consider diff. And we need to subtract since we're creating zero pairs. And then we're going to keep the greatest absolute value. Okay, so that's like the little strategy for you not to forget. So I'm going to subtract 6 minus 2. That would be 4. 6 is farthest from 0. He has the highest absolute value, so that's why we keep it positive. So the answer is positive 4. So now how do I graph this? Well, everything begins at 0, so I'm going to put a little mark there, a little tick mark right here. And then the first move was I lost 2. So I'm going to go -1, -2, put a mark right there. And then show the direction that you're going. So since you're going to the left because you lost, you're going to put a little arrow showing that you're going to the left. And that's considered -2. But then I gained 6. So I'm going to make another little mark on top because now this time I'm gaining 6. Gaining means that I'm going to the right now. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I stop right there. Show the arrow to show the direction that you went. This is a +6. Okay? Since that's my final stop, so I lost 2 and then I gained 6. This is where my answer is, so I'm going to bubble it in and graph it as +4. Okay? That's the way you graph these. Let me do another one. So we have a -4 plus a -2. In this case, this would be rule 1 because the signs are the same. Rule 1, same. The A will remind me to add, and the E reminds me to keep. Okay, so 4 plus 2 would be 6. And since it's negative, negative, I'm going to keep it negative. The answer should be -6. Now, how do I model that one? Same way, we always start at 0, so I'm going to put a little mark here. And the first thing that happened is I lost 4. So I'm going to lose 4. -1, -2, -3, -4. Put a mark there. I'm going to lose 4. But then I added more losses. So since you're adding more losses, you're still going to the left side. You're losing still, but this time you're losing 2 more. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 2 more. I lost 2 more. So first I lost 4, -1, -2, -3, -4. But then I lost 2 more. That takes you to -6. So I'm going to put here my graph, and it should match. Your last direction should take you to your final answer. And if it does, then that means that you did something wrong. Okay, either on the modeling of the graphing or on the actual work. Let me do number 6. Again, we have same. Because this guy is negative, this guy is negative, so I'm going to say, okay, it's the same sign. So I'm going to put the A will remind me to add, the E to keep the sign the same. So 3 plus 4 would be 7. Both of them are negatives, so we're going to keep it negative. So let me model this on the graph. So we have 0, and I lost 3. So 1, 2, 3. Put the arrow to show the arrows in front so you can show what direction you're going. So you're losing. And then I lose 4 more, so I'm going to put a little mark on top, and I'm going to go lose 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's why the answer is -7. And that's the way you do these. Now, why am I making a big deal about knowing how to model them? Because in the STAR, you'll get questions like this, okay? So you could tell quickly In this case, we start at 0 and we lose 1, 2, and that matches this guy so far. It matches this one, and it matches this one. This is not possible right now. But then, let's check what we gained because we went to the right. So I gained 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I gained 10. I gained 10. So that was my last stop. So that means that my answer has to be positive 8. So we really check out on all of them. The only one that's showing that you gain is this guy. So I know that the answer has to be G. But to test it, we can use our rules. So this would be rule 2 diff. I'm going to subtract. The answer would be 4 positive. And that's not our final answer. Our final answer was positive 8. This one, diff again. 10 minus 2 would be 8. It's positive. That's the final answer. It matches everything. This one, if I test it out, that would be positive 6 because diff again, we didn't stop at 6, we stopped at 8. Now this one is 8. However, the model says that we lost 2 and then we gained 8. It doesn't say that we just gained 8 from 0. It says we lost 2 first and then we gained 10. I'm sorry, it's not 8. We gained 10, which got to 8. This one is saying that we started at 0, we just gained 8, and that's all that happened. So this, even though that we have the right answer and that the graph shows that the answer is 8, that would still be wrong because it's not representing the first move, basically. Not even the second move, because you would have started at 0 and gone straight to 8. But this is a reason that we need to know how to represent the integers, the expression of the integers using models. Okay? Let me delete that. And let me go back to this guy, the test. So once you're done with the front page, you're going to go to the back page. And now we're going to represent this using integer chips. Okay? So basically, on this one, we have diff again, diff, which is root 2, they're different. So we're going to subtract and keep the greatest absolute value. So if I subtract 4 minus 3, that would be 1. 4 has the greatest absolute value, so the answer stays positive 1. Now if I do my model here, I like to use like a number line and then like a T-chart number line. We put 0 there. We know that on the right side, we always have your positives of 0. And the left side of 0, we have your negatives. So I'm just going to go with this guy first. 4 positives. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then there's 3 negatives. 1, 2, 3. Now we talked about 0 pair, so this guy would be a 0 pair. 0 pair. That means that it's basically canceled. It's gone. Another 0 pair. Another 0 pair. So these guys, they cancel each other. They're gone. The only thing that's left is 1, which is what we have, and it's positive. That's why the answer is positive 1. Let me do another one. This guy is same, because the signs are the same. So I'm going to add, and I'm going to keep. So we have 8 plus 4, that would be 12. And I'm going to keep it the same signs, negative, negative, so it's going to stay negative 12. Now I'm going to do my T-chart again. Over here we have our positive, and over here we have our negative. Okay? So we have 8 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have another 4 that are negative. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we don't have any positives, so that's why there's not going to be no 0 pairs. That's why it's saying we add. So we're just going to add them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's a 12. And they were all on the left side of 0, which are negatives. That's why the answer is negative 12. This is how you do the one in the back. And this is the one in the front. Hopefully that helps you. It is going to be for a test grade. It's due Monday. Monday I will pick it up.